stand and deliver. No friends.
Hey guys, we soon gonna talk about Stephanie Vaquer as she's soon to defend the NXT Women's Championship at Stand Deliver. The question is, will she be able to retain at the PLE? Let's check out more at the Pink Square Circle. Hey guys, we're here at the Pink Square Circle. We'll talk about will Stephanie Vaquer still be champion at Stand Deliver? Will Stephanie be able to retain a championship? Get the likes up as we come to the Pink Square Circle. We are going to go over a few scenarios of how she will retain or possibly not retain. Let's check it out here. We are going to talk about Stephanie Vaquer. Will she retain the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver? We know Stand Deliver is April 19th. It will be the afternoon of right before WrestleMania 41, night one in Las Vegas. Now, Stephanie, I will say she definitely got Stephanie definitely got her work cut out for her because now she's defending not just one, not two. She chose to go against three other women, and this was not forced on Stephanie Vaquer. This is something she asked for. So we know that she's going to go against Jaida Parker. She already faced off against Jordynne Grace, who definitely has stated that she wants the opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship. And previous champion that she defeated was Giulia. So that's the thing about it. This will be the biggest challenge, I believe, since she won the NXT Women's Championship. It's a great setup. I will say that great setup because these women definitely all are talented in their own way. Stephanie Vaquer, she has her strong style. Giulia, her strong style. Jordynne Grace, the powerhouse, and Jaida Parker has her style as well. The thing about it is, this, like I said, I hope that Stephanie stated that that's what she wanted when she told Ava on NXT that she's going to take on all three women for that championship. That's easier said than done. Easier said than done with when it comes to the NXT Women's Championship. We know as champion that when you go for a four-way match, the chances of the champion retaining the match and the championship is 25% for the champ to retain. To retain a belt and win the match is only 25%. So that means 1/4 of a chance that Stephanie has. It's a very good chance that Stephanie could lose the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver. And the crazy part about that is, of course, most of us already know that watch wrestling, she doesn't even have to be pinned or submitted to lose the championship. So that's the interesting part about that. We got to keep that in mind. She does not have to be. That does not have to be the case. Jada or Giulia or Jordan, they could pin or submit one to each other to win that championship. So, like I said, Stephanie, that is a lot on your plate that you're doing. Hopefully, it works out in her favor. I really hope it does. This is nothing to mess with, and the roster is stacked, more stacked than ever. All women in NXT, their goal should be, if it not should be NXT, is to become the NXT Women's Champion. If that's not their goal to become champion, they shouldn't even be there. Honestly, that's what they say in the rest of the business. Your goal should become champion. If whether you're on NXT, whether you're on Raw or SmackDown or any other company, your goal should become champion. And if it's not, why are you even there? You're really there for a paycheck. So this is a very good way it's stacked up against these four women. Now, like I said, I know Jaida Parker was her first title defense, and she already defeated Jada. So Jada should not be so much a problem to Stephanie. She can handle her, and we know that Jada and Stephanie been going at it because ever since Jada Parker defeated Kalani Jordan, had her eyes set on the NXT Women's Championship. So we know that too. We know that's the case between Jada and Stephanie with their history. I will say keep an eye on Jada. Don't sleep on her. Jada don't play. That's what she says. So I would definitely keep an eye out for that. That's something you do not want to ignore. At least if I was Stephanie, I would ignore that at all. Because Jada could sneak up on you and get the dub. You never know what's going to happen next. She could be the one to do that at any given time or moment. So that's something you got to think about as well. So that's one of her opponents that she did already have a history with. Does have a history with Stephanie. I mean, with Jada already. Stay. So Stephanie, she good. Just got to make sure you stay good. That's all. So I would say that's one of the opponents you get definitely. I could see you can face up, but we'll see what happens during the match. Another person, another person that Stephanie has gone face to face with, and she better also keep an eye on. I would say this, besides Jaida Parker, Miss Parker, because you do got to keep an eye on her. I will say besides that, another person that she has to keep her eye on during the whole matchup, you got to keep an eye on Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace has stepped up to you and said she wants your title. So you got to keep on that too. She definitely wants to be champion. And I remember Jordan fought for that title while she was a member of the TNA roster last year. So she thinks she could take Stephanie. I know when Stephanie accidentally attacked Jordynne when she was aiming for Jada, Jordynne did not take that lightly and she attacked Stephanie. So it's another person you got to keep an eye out on. Jordynne's a powerhouse. She lifts anything. So that strength could work against Stephanie. I know she got the strong style, but keep an eye on that too. But the biggest challenge, the biggest foe, we already know when it comes to Stephanie Walker in that championship, we know is Giulia, her former friend, turned foe now. Um, that's going to be the biggest target of anything. Giulia, we knew that when she lost the NXT Women's Championship against Stephanie, we knew that Giulia was going to come back. She going to come back with a vengeance. And now she's a certified heel. And Giulia definitely wants her championship back. So Stephanie got to worry about Giulia as well. Keep an eye on her because Giulia could sneak up in the match, get a pinfall, and hit the Riva Dirty or whatever. And that's it. Giulia wins the title and get it right back to Stephanie Walker because, like I said, Stephanie only got a 25% chance. But I'm saying all three of these women are somebody that Stephanie does not want to ignore. She got to keep on all three of these women at some point. Do not take none of these women lightly. That's all I'm saying. But I think it's gonna be an amazing match. Um, it'd be an amazing match as a whole. I definitely see this. I'm definitely anticipating on seeing this match. Now, is it gonna open, stand, deliver? Possibly, because of course the main event I think would be the NXT Men's Championship match. Obafemi defend against Trick Williams and Javon Evans. But I will say when it comes to this match here, unfortunately, when it comes to the ending, how the finish will go, I believe that Jaida Parker is going to take the pinfall. I think it'll come down to her. She may get pinned. Jordynne has some momentum going on. Giulia just returned. She lost the belt to Stephanie, but Stephanie due to retain. I think Stephanie will retain. I think Jada's going to be the one to take the pinfall or submission, and that's going to cause Stephanie to retain her championship. So I gotta keep that in mind. I know Jada lost to Stephanie already, but I'm thinking about booking wise. Stephanie will win that championship, win the match and retain her championship. And unfortunately, Jada Park got to take the fall. And she's mostly, as I've seen on NXT, Jada has been used to put people over. I've seen that. But other than that, though, now, one can say that the way WWE has been hotshotting these titles all across three brands of NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, maybe Giulia has came back now as a heel. Maybe she come back to regain her NXT Women's Championship and stand deliver. Maybe she wins that title back and her and Stephanie Walker can feud for the rest of the summer.
You got PLEs like Heat Wave, you got NXT Battleground, you have the NXT Spring Breaking, stuff like that. Well, I don't know if CW's gonna still do some of these TV specials because we are under a new TV deal this year. This is the first full year of the CW, but I'm saying for the most part, Giulia and Stephanie Vaquer will feud over the NXT Women's Championship. Now, Jaida Parker and Jordynne Grace will not win the championship. I think those two are going to have a feud for a while, and then one or two of those women can eventually win the NXT Women's North American Championship. But I've heard, now I stated on this channel before that Giulia lost the championship due to a visa issue, which they said was an injury. I've also heard recently a rumor, reportedly, alleged that they got the belt off Giulia because the crowd had reacted to Stephanie much more with the popularity, and they decided to put the belt on Stephanie instead, wrote Giulia off, and had her come back as a heel because Giulia sells more as a heel than a babyface. I can somewhat understand that, but, I believe it was a visa issue because if that's the case, Giulia was gone for a few weeks. I still don't believe she was hurt. I still believe that she had a visa issue, and due to that, they could have took the belt off her. But I will say Stephanie is popular with the fans. Also I heard as well, reportedly, Shawn Michaels is very, very high on Stephanie Vaquer, which is why they decided to put a belt on her instead of Giulia. But you know what? It's so many stories here in the IWC. You never know what's what. I do know one thing for certain. I don't think Giulia was ever injured. And I said that before, and I'm going to stand on that. But I will say Stephanie Vaquer, her and Giulia, they're going to have a good feud going along because I said before, on this channel before that, they have history. They back to stardom and the independent scene. So I think they're going to relive that on the NXT brand. And I think it'll be a great feud for both of those women. And Giulia, the way she came off when she attacked Stephanie on NXT last week, I think she will be a great heel character. I think it fits her perfectly. And Stephanie look like she could be a heel at some point too because she does have the dark hair, the horns, never smiles hardly, and she's supposed to be babyface. She can easily come off as a heel as well. But I think that's what's going to happen. In a four-way match, it's going to come down to Giulia and Stephanie. Don't be surprised if Giulia ends up regaining the NXT Women's Championship at some point. It may not be at Stand and Deliver per se. It could be at a later PLE. Like I said, you got Battleground, you have Heat Wave, you have other stuff going on. So they could shock us again, just like they shocked us when Stephanie defeated Giulia. So I could see that very well happening. But, at the same time, Stephanie may just retain her belt, continue her run. Because NXT Women's Championship, we just had a very nice long run with Roxanne Perez. Then Giulia had her short run. So we'll see what happens. But I expect Stand Delivered to be a great, great four-way match between four women. And I don't think it's going to be anything short of spectacular, for that matter. Because there's still lots of women on the NXT roster that Stephanie can defend that championship against, besides the women that I mentioned earlier. It could be much, much more. They can also do a TNA crossover. We have Masha Slamovich over there in TNA. We also got Tessa Blanchard. Could see her again in a WWE NXT arena. You never know. You just never know when it comes to WWE. But other than that, that's all I have for will Stephanie Vaquer still be champion and Stand Deliver. You guys let me know what you think of the scenario. Do you see Stephanie retaining her championship or will she lose it? Check out the content here at Pink Square Circle. Until then, guys, I will see you guys later.